What's good? Oh, what in the holy smokes of degeneracy? Did you miss me? Platinum? What are you even wearing, my dude? What do you mean, what am I wearing? I'm wearing exactly what I gotta wear, especially for getting them beaches! Beaches, as in the sand and the ocean and all that kind of stuff. Yes, yes, the beach. Beaches. Yes. That's exactly what you were gonna say. Exactly, word for word. We're not on the 1 minute mark yet, my guy? Really? We didn't really pass that? Honestly, better safe than sorry. You know how YouTube likes to run things here. You know how they run the show and all that kind of stuff. So just wait a little bit, maybe 5 seconds. Okay, yeah, now we can continue. Okay, what were you gonna say? What were you gonna say before I interrupted you? Alright, anyway, let me just retrace my steps for a second. Anyway, what I was saying is that I am wearing exactly what I gotta wear in order to get them beaches! As in the beach. As in sand and ocean. The beach. Are you going to let me finish, man? Are you going to let me finish? You let me rebrand myself. I bought new clothing for this moment. I've been waiting for my time to shine after so long, and just let me finish, man. Why can't I finish? See, I would, but in all honesty, we barely curse when we do these videos. And if we do, they're very minor at that, alright? I just don't want to use that word all of a sudden and then just be like, oh, but you don't do this kind of stuff. When did you ever do that? I don't want that on my conscience, my guy. But you dropped the F-bombs! We're in the middle of a freaking podcast! What do you mean? Yeah, but that's different though. That's totally different. You know what? Whatever, man. Whatever. The moment's passed. All I know is that I am ready to rebrand myself. No longer at my Bayonetta quota and stuff like that. I am full on Chad Platinum Games, baby. And that's all I wanted to say. But you didn't let me finish. And just, man. Whatever. Just. I figured you would. I figured you would. Well, this is quite the start, and I'm really hoping there aren't any further interruptions. I hope we can continue on with this video slow and steady, because that of course wins the race, as we all have heard the famous tales of the tortoise and the hare and all that kind of stuff. But we're not talking about the tortoise and the hare. That's not what we're here for. We're instead going to be talking about Bayonetta. That is exactly right, Bayonetta. And it's about time that we fulfill that Bayonetta quota. And it's just incredible to finally do something in terms of Bayonetta that I know many people will love, and I think many people would want an answer to, because I feel like a lot of people are asking this question. But before we ask that question, let's talk a little bit further as to what we know so far in the realms of Bayonetta or Platinum Games as a whole. As I mentioned the last time we had a Bayonetta video or anything related to Platinum Games, there has been no mentions of Bayonetta 3 so far. E3 was not its time to shine apparently, but here's hoping in other stuff in the future, maybe on a fall direct, maybe at Game Awards, who knows when it comes to Bayonetta 3. But in terms of Platinum Games as a whole, we have the massive flop that is Babylon's fault, but that is not completely Platinum Games' fault. It is more so the fault of Square Enix, but that is for an entirely different discussion in and of itself. And of course, there's Astral Chain. That is sort of the big boy of Platinum Games at the moment. And all in all, things are looking somewhat mixed reaction with Platinum Games, and we're just hoping that we get something good in the future. And now, with that all out of the way, now we can finally discuss what is the question that we're trying to answer this time around. So the question that I'm trying to address here is whether or not Bayonetta's overall combat is actually outdated, or so much so as the gameplay as a whole, from You know, not just the graphics alone, but more so about the gameplay, the combat mechanics, the overall, I guess, aesthetic of the games. And this is more in line with Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2, but more towards the latter, because the latter is the more recent one compared to the former. And so the reason I want to bring this question up is because it's something very interesting to understand in regards to hack and slash action games, or anything within the realms of you just mowing down enemies left and right, as if you're Dante, Bayonetta, or all of the above. And so I'm looking forward to dive into this question myself, and to give you an answer more or less, well, to be quite honest with you, it is very mixed reaction. So the real answer that I can give you is that the combat, the gameplay overall Bayonetta is both yes, it is outdated, and no, it is outdated. Alright, so in terms as to why I present the case as both yes and no is mainly because of... What is that sound? Wait, what's going on here? Hold on a second. What? Wait a minute, is that, do my eyes deceive me? Holy hell. Raccoon? Is that you, my boy?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you perfectly fine. Can you hear me, man? Can you hear me?
Hello? Hello? You on?
Yeah, you're on. You're on. You're perfectly fine now. Everything's good and all. Hey, what's up, my boy? I hope you're doing a good day.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah, sweet indeed. And why the hell are you here? Who brought you here? What's going on?
What do you mean?
I mean, you just appeared out of nowhere. Like, just like that. So, I guess you kind of heard me talk about presenting the question of whether or not Bayonetta's combat or gameplay is outdated or not. I guess that's why you're here, so yeah.
Yes, I heard about that while making my transmission here, but I thought I would stop by and, you know, give my input before yours.
Oh, well then, let me grab my cup here, and then by all means, say what it is that you gotta say, I guess. The floor is all yours. You kind of hijacked it, so go ahead.
Alright, so first off, this is now our video, but in all seriousness, Bayonetta's gameplay was part of an era where hack and slash itself was popular. We are currently in the innovative state of hack and slash, but more accurately, I believe it's actually slowly transforming into more of action RPGs. It's important to keep in mind for this question that hack and slash is a subgenre of action RPG games, which means I would agree that it is less intricate, especially Bayonetta, than that of current games. Astral Chain, Scarlet Nexus, and even NieR Replicant and NieR Automata. So a very easy case study that you can do right after this video is that if you search up hack and slash games now, the most clicked ones are the ones from 2004 to 2014. Action games these days have more and more features which allow players to try out new things, on top of side quests, DLCs, and even customizations. However, I would argue that Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2 are difficult in their own unique way. You see players like Yoshesk, Creative Handle, and Donguri990 executing combos which I am sure takes years or even a decade of consistent hard work at that to enjoy that level or tier of excitement. While games like Scarlet Nexus are easily grasped by even the newest of hack and slash players. And don't get me wrong, it definitely is not Bayonetta's fault. Again, games like DMC and Bayonetta started and even paved the way for improvements for today's action games. Now, why is this question being addressed? Well, it gives us more of an expectation to think about what's to come in the future. Now that I think about it, this topic actually makes me so excited for what they're going to do with Bayonetta 3 and how they will innovate it for the future. Bayonetta's combat of hack and slash, in my opinion, is outdated compared to the market of FPS, battle royales, adventure games, most definitely. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't play it and give it room for innovation.
Wow, alright. Well, I guess you do make some good points. Not gonna lie, you kind of hit the nail on that one. So yeah, I can't really say, yeah, those are really good points.
I'm glad you saw them that way.
Yeah, I sure did. But get the hell out of my screen.
Wait, no!
So what were we gonna say? What was I gonna talk about again? Oh, right. Bayonetta's outdated combat or whatever it was that we were saying. Yeah, that right there. Yeah. So as my good Bayo brother Raccoon basically said, yeah, it's basically mixed answer. The main reason why we say that it's yes and no is mostly because of the foundation of the hack and slash genre as a whole. And as he's mentioned, most of the recent games do have hack and slash elements, but they're mostly either ARPGs or action games as a whole. And considering the fact that Bayonetta's entire hack and slash genre style of combat and gameplay is entirely different in and of itself of Devil May Cry's, and which is funny enough because that's both from Hideki Kamiya himself. And so to ask this question is a very ambitious one because there is a lot of factors that one needs to take into consideration. And of course the combat is one of them. How can hack and slash not be outdated while at the same time be innovative and also present new experiences for people? I don't know why I blanked out there, but you get my point. And so with Bayonetta as a whole, yes, in a way it is outdated because the last time we had a Bayonetta game was, well, Bayonetta 2 for the Wii U in 2014. And then from 2014 onwards, most of the hack and slash games were mostly within another aspect of a different genre. And a good example of that is Kingdom Hearts. And Kingdom Hearts was obviously during that time span of hack and slash being this major thing, because before Kingdom Hearts released in 2002, in 2001, there was DMC, the first Devil May Cry game that Hideki Kamiya directed and of course supervised for Capcom. And that paved the way for an entirely different style of fighting and combat and exploration. And that obviously paved the way for other games to follow suit. Kingdom Hearts is one of them. The Final Fantasy 13 series is one of them. You could also consider Final Fantasy 7 Remake, 15, and all the other games that are to come moving forward. And also in Astal Chain's case. Astal Chain's case is not just an action game. It's also an action adventure game with hack and slash style elements, as I previously mentioned in the one Astal Chain video that I've done, where I was explaining more as how it exceeded the expectations of Platinum Games as a whole. You also have to consider that Bayonetta is entirely its own thing as well, and it's not just hack and slash. Yes, that is, even though Hideki Kamiya was the one that caused the idea of Bayonetta to spring and to be who she is now, it's obviously different from Devil May Cry, it's obviously different from God of War, it's obviously different from all other hack and slash. Even Sonic Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed had that period of time, remember with the night stages? Yeah, we all forget, but then we all remember the trumpets, right? The yeah. But you understand what I'm trying to say. The point is that Bayonetta is at a time now, and I think this is partly the reason why we don't hear any news from Bayonetta 3 as well, is that it's trying to innovate and utilize what Platinum Games now know how to do. What they now can handle and can't handle, and then what they can't handle, they'll experiment along the way. And I think that's the main reason why Bayonetta 3 is taking its sweet ass time and we have no news of it. Because I feel like if they were to present something now, by the time the final product shows up, it may not be what it was originally presented. And obviously that's fine. In game development, all that kind of stuff, gameplay footage is not final. But at the same time, this is also Platinum Games. Platinum Games love to exceed their expectations, and they love their high expectations and high demand. They are a gambler. They love to gamble. And we saw that with Astral Chain. Astral Chain, for the moment it was presented at E3, up until the moment it released, was the same exact thing. There was no changes, there was nothing, none of that stuff. What you saw in the trailers was exactly the same thing you saw in game. And that's Platinum Games. And so with Bayonetta 3's case, or Bayonetta as a whole, I feel like that's why we are lacking any news with Bayonetta 3. Of course, that doesn't mean that we're trying to dissuade you. As Raccoon also mentioned, you also have to consider that Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2 are games worth trying out. They are definitely games that are worth the experimentation, that are worth understanding and experiencing for yourself. And That's what I loved about the Bayonetta series, the Bayonetta franchise, the Bayonetta games, because it was an entirely good experiment. There were elements of that game that were just incredible, and from a first-hand experience, I'm like, wow, I cannot believe they were the first to utilize this, or they were the first to understand how these mechanics can work if applied in the right way. And that's Bayonetta as a whole. She's not just some sexy 6 foot tall big mommy milkers witch. She is more than that. She's capable of handling her own, and you see that in the gameplay time and time again. So while it is outdated, at the same time, it is something that you're still willing to look forward to. And that's with any other game that's basically retro, quote unquote. We love playing Super Metroid because it's an enhancement of the original Metroid, and it also utilizes elements that are probably not used at this point in time. And that's the same case with Bayonetta here. Bayonetta not only has room for improvement, but it made the room to create all these other games that we now see, from Astal Chain to Scarlet Nexus to, unfortunately, Babylon's Fall, even Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. All of those games. Oh, and let's not forget about 2B and NieR Automata, and that's how you pronounce it, by the way, Rakunx. I just letting you know. But even those games, thanks to Bayonetta and even DMC, those games cannot exist. And that's another reason why many people say no, it is not outdated, because it's too perfect. And because it was too perfect, it paved the way for others to try to emulate that sort of style. Even Platinum Games try to emulate their own creation, and even to them, they create an entirely different beast in and of itself. Hopefully though, and I think this is probably the last point I'll address before the end of the video, and that is that I genuinely hope Bayonetta 3 takes in consideration what all of the games that we see that do utilize hack and slash and action and adventure elements into its game, into its third installment. Because while yes, it is a perfect game, quote unquote, in the genre of hack and slash and in the genre of action, there are things that it needs to improve. There are things that it could enhance and it could expand upon, and there are plenty of room for growth. And I really hope that that's the reason why Platinum Games is taking its sweet time. As I've said, there is a lot of stuff to take into consideration with this game. There's a lot that we should appreciate as well while we're waiting for Bayonetta 3's eventual news reveal or whatever it is. And let's just hope that Platinum Games know exactly what they're doing and they do it right. And I personally believe they will do that. I genuinely believe that they know what they're doing and they will make the mark with Bayonetta 3. All in all, you know how I like to end this stuff. Leave your comments down below if you want to talk a little bit more about what we said. If you want to follow Rakunx, I'll leave everything in the description down below. Be sure to give him some of that Bayo love and tell him that I say hi. And just make sure that you give him a really good time. That is my Bayo bro. Just letting you guys know. You mess with him, you're messing with me. So, but all in all, share him all that love and support. Hit that like button here and also in all of his videos as well. Subscribe to him if you haven't as well. And then let's just think about for a second and comment down below your expectations for Bayonetta 3, what you want to see, what are the enhancements that you're looking forward to see, what could be improved on with Bayonetta 3, are you hoping for Bayonetta 3 down the line, do you think it's going to be announced sometime soon? Leave all of those thoughts down below because I cannot wait to see it and comment and start all this discussion. And make sure to do it respectfully as well. And obviously, keep improving, keep spreading love and kindness to the world because I know you guys can and I know I can as well. So let's make sure to do one act of kindness for somebody out there in the world that really needs it, and make sure to improve by 1%. I read that in a book once and I'll forever say it in these videos moving forward. I just hope I don't get copyright claim for it. But you know what? Just make sure to improve and be an amazing person. Keep spreading love and kindness, as I already said. Keep improving, keep bettering yourself each and every day. I know you guys can, and I know I can as well. And know that I love you guys forever and always to 120. And I hope to see you all in that next fantastic, marvelous, spectacular, brilliant, shining, legendary, and sexy video. Hey, Nintendo Ninja, I gotta ask you something. But you took my orange, man. I was gonna eat that. Forget this for a second. There's plenty of others behind me. Just listen to what I have to say. When are you releasing Bayonetta 3? When is Nintendo releasing it? You gotta tell us, man. When is it releasing? Yeah, but my orange though. I wanted to eat that orange. Why are you gonna take it away from me? Come on, man. Oh my god. Again, you can have this later if you just answer my question. When is the insanity that I have to deal with every single day. What did you do this time? What made you want to do this? Oh, this? Oh, that's because he took my orange away from me. I really wanted that orange. Oh my god. Well, I guess he deserves it. Congratulations. You just beat the living crap out of another one of us. Great. Oh my god, the insanity is just...